What's going on, everybody? I'm back from my little vacation, and it's time to get back to it with the videos and the message and the build. I apologize for the lighting. I know the lighting's kind of shitty right now, but it's dark, and this is what I got to work with. I don't have a studio or anything. I just got this little room. Uh, the what I wanted to talk about today for the video today was ways that you can set yourself up for success in dealing with this. Uh, it's very difficult when you're trying to get rid of any sort of addiction or obsession or reoccurring thought habit. They're hard to break. They're hard to break. You've done it over and over for a reason, and now it's become embedded into your mind, your psyche, your habits. Sometimes it might even convince you that it's a part of your very nature, but that's almost rarely the case. All right. And especially when it comes to pornography, this is not a part of your nature. And that's one thing that I want to say on almost every video, because that's a rebuttal that I get when I look at a lot of forums and a lot of responses. People say, oh, it's okay, it's natural to want to have someone pee in your mouth in order for you to get hard. It's like, no, that's not fucking natural. All right. That's It's not natural. And most importantly, it's not sustainable and it's doing you harm. Uh, the latest thing I saw, this girl, yeah, it had to be a girl because she was talking about her husband. I read it that she caught him masturbating with her dress on. You gonna tell me that's something that was natural that he was born with? Hell no. That's something that came, and it may not have happened because of porn, but I guarantee you that plays a part in it. Uh, so that little rant aside, we're talking today about ways to set yourself up for success. What can you do in order to minimize relapse chance and maximize your chance for a steady success? Because it's hard enough. It's hard enough to try and do this. So we need to shore up our defenses wherever we can. Hedge all of our bets. So the first thing, and it's kind of a disclaimer, is you gotta want it. You have to want to stop uh, this addiction, whether it's pornography, video games, social media, whatever. You have to want to stop. You can't play with this. You can't play with yourself. Uh, no pun intended. Because if you do, every time that you half-heartedly stop or quit and relapse, you make it that much harder to finally break the cycle. I can bear witness to this because I was messing around like this hypno stuff wasn't gonna have an effect on me. Fuck around took me almost 2 years to get past it. 2 years. I don't want it to have to take anyone 2 years. And I'm not gonna be naive and say this is gonna take you just a month. It's gonna take some time. But if I can minimize that time, then that's what I'm gonna do. So you have to want to. You just got to know. Okay, you have to know that this is something that you want to stop, that you want to change. And if you're not sure, don't even try. Don't even try to stop. If you're not sure that you want to make this change, that you're ready for it, don't even get into it. Because every time that you try to stop and then you relapse again, you make it more difficult for yourself in the long run. You're destroying your willpower. Uh, Easy things. Easy things you can do first of all. Leave little notes. Leave little notes around the house for yourself, uh, reminding you of what it is that you want to work towards, of who you are, what you're capable of, if that's how your motivations are, or if you're someone who's kind of like me, remind yourself of the bad things. Remember that day, October 10th, where you said you felt really shitty and you felt ashamed, and you looked in the mirror and you said never again. Encapsulate that somehow, uh, and use that as a reference. Once you figure out what it is that you want to write down, whether it's a symbol, I use symbols a lot of the time, whether it's a symbol or a message or a quote or a picture, set it in a place where you're going to see it. Set it in a place where perhaps you would have masturbated the most. A lot of times, a lot of people, this is around your computer area. your desk. For some people, this might be the bathroom, the shower. But put it in an area where you're going to see it. Don't put it in some obscure place that you're not going to know. You know, if you always went into, you know, like a panty drawer or something like that, maybe put something in there. Put like a little warning. Again, whatever it is that you want to write down, I'm not going to tell you what to write down. Put whatever it is there, so boom, you pull it open, you get that reminder. Hold you have to hold yourself accountable. No one else is going to do that. And I mean, they might try, but ultimately it depends on what you want to do on the inside. All right. So little notes. And I mean, yeah, that's an obvious thing, but hey, sometimes the obvious stuff is skipped and overlooked. Uh, Another thing that you could do to help yourself from relapsing is, again, I know I've said this in my older videos, but work creates a goal that you can't achieve unless you eliminate pornography from your existence. Okay. For me, that goal was creating this channel. I I can't make these videos and deliver these things and be sincere if I am still engaging in the things that I'm preaching against. It's just gonna come around as false. I'm gonna feel like a fraud, and you're gonna know. You're gonna know. You're gonna be able to pick up on it. So that was my thing, was to create this channel. Maybe for you, it's something like, I want to become a more whole man or woman. I want to fully express my masculinity or my femininity, whatever you're leaning towards, or whatever you manifest it as in this lifetime. You want to achieve that. Uh, Find a goal and work towards that goal, and break it down into steps. For me, the first thing was, I want to make this channel. I made the channel. I wanted to get a certain amount of viewers. That was just, I think, like 25. And then I want to make a certain amount of videos, 5. I did that. Then it was like, okay, well, if I did that, I get some viewers, then I'll invest in a microphone. And I got this nice microphone right now. And I told myself, once I get to 100 subscribers, I would get a better camera. And so it's like tiered. It's tiered, and you can see it, and you can kind of break it down almost like a video game where you're doing quests, and then you move on from there. So yeah, it's little notes. Have something that you're working towards, and you also have to develop a mindset of accountability. And this can be done by doing something that's not related to pornography, but something that you've been putting off for a long time. This is where building that willpower comes into play. A lot of people, exercising is probably the main thing that would come to mind. Or it could be building that addition onto your shed that you've been putting off for the last summer. Uh, Finishing some sort of project, starting your master's thesis, whatever it is, start working on something that you've been putting off, because that will also help to build your willpower. It'll build your confidence, and it'll shape your character to be one towards, you're going against the grain. You're not just giving in, because ultimately this pornography thing is, we're trading our energy, our life force, quite literally, for pleasure. Okay? We're trading it for pleasure. Well, so we need to engage in activities where we're kind of trading in. Pleasure would uh, equal comfort for something else. Okay, it's not comfortable to exercise. It's not comfortable to strain and to feel like that. It's not comfortable to be out there hammering in your tool shed working on that project that like I said, that you've been neglecting. It's not comfortable. I fucking hate having to do things like fill out applications or forms or anything like that. I dread that. I'd almost rather die. But I know that that's something that I need to work on. So it's like, let me do this, so that when it comes to doing something that's kind of grave, like dropping an addiction, I'll have the ability to do it because I've done it in things that are not as serious. Uh, I'm sorry, I'm itching like a month. So when I went on vacation, I got like a crazy ass, I don't know if you can see that, mosquito bite, and it's driving me crazy. Talk about willpower. I'm trying not to itch it. Um, I went to Cusco. Went to Cusco. I saw Machu Picchu. Had a really powerful experience, and it was cool because even on the plane, I was talking to people, and it's like you never know. You never know who you're gonna meet, and a lot of people are kind of struggling with this thing. A lot of people are dealing with these issues, and it's bittersweet to know that you're not alone, but then it also hurts because it's like, man, it's like so many people are suffering from this, and it motivates me to extend my reach, to broaden my audience. So that's another thing I'm working. I'm going through several video editing software, trying to see what works for me. I don't know how to do any of that stuff, so I'm gonna have to learn how to do that, so that I could increase the quality of my videos. I know some people who probably look at the channel and they're like, this looks like shitty shit, and they don't even pay attention. And I can't blame them for that. That's my fault. It's something I gotta improve on, something I gotta work on. Uh, Back on topic, another thing is if you engage in an activity that was the same time as pornography, drop it. For me, that was the cannabis. Had to drop it. Sucks. I can, my girlfriend's smoking right now. Uh, but I know that I have to do that. I've proven to myself time and time again that it drastically increases my urges to masturbate to pornography when I smoke. It's unfortunate. It's not going to be something for me all my life. I doubt it. But right now, I'm not going to take the chance to find out. I'm just going to avoid it, and it might be for a month, years, few years, whatever. It's worth it. I can drop that because I understand I understand my own mortality, and I can see how if I continue to engage, or if I had continued to engage in this just energy exchange for pleasure, how it was slowly killing me. You're slowly killing yourself with pornography because you are not because it's tied into your sex drive. That's so important. It's so important. That's a huge topic that I don't really want to broach right now, but um, so for some people, that might be hanging around certain friends. Who knows? Drinking, again, smoking weed. Cannabis is strange. It has a strange effect on your sex drive and your sexuality. Um, I know I felt more uh, fluid with my sexuality when I smoked, and I know a lot of people can bear witness to that. Um, if it's a particular area or part of your house, again, line that place up with symbols and reminders so that you don't so that they're there as a kind of a warning. Another thing that I would do for a long time is I would visualize two tattoos on my wrists. I don't have any, but I would visualize them, and they reminded me to stay balanced, and everything that I want to do is counting on that. So that's what I would do. And it's good to have physical ones, but it's really good to have visual ones too, because visualization is something that's kind of corrupted with pornography as well. I'd argue that a good 95% of the people who have or will consider themselves to have a pornography addiction have incredible imaginations, because that stuff keeps running. It keeps running even when you're not looking at it. And that's how I got into it before. I would just imagine all these crazy ass scenarios, and I found videos to supplement that. So we have to take back our image nation, our imagination. Visualization is something that's really good with that. That also helped when you get into meditations as well, tying that in with the breath, with the breathing. Um, for some people, it might help to have someone to kind of check in on them. Uh, Friend, loved one, partner, whatever, somebody check in on you. I think it would have helped me out. Nobody really did, but I also didn't really share what I was going through with anyone. Uh, but that could work too, have someone to help you out, to ask you how you're doing, if that's the route you want to take. And even here, I want to get, I don't know, there's so many communities that exist already, like NoFap and stuff, things on Reddit. I feel like it would be a little bit redundant for me to start my own. And I think it might be best for me just to redirect other people to those communities. But there's a lot of people out there that will kind of like sponsors, like how alcoholics have. They have sponsors. That is something that can assist as well. Um, you have to realize also that your urges are not going to go away. The day I got back, I had a dream, like a dream that I was looking at pornography, but I didn't want to. It was like I was kind of like slowly giving in, and fucking day I had got back, man. I hate that. Like I hate those things. I still have them. I still have the urges. I just know that I can't indulge them, and that's why I want to work so hard towards lucid dreaming. Because the next day I had a lucid dream, a pornography kind of thing. It was like this bus driver that I had, and then I started to like get all sexual with her, and then I realized it was a lucid dream because I saw an Easter Island head in the middle of the road. That's another story. Uh, but you have to realize how your sexual energy works when it peaks. I know for me and a lot of the people, it's around the full moon. I get really horny. Uh, be prepared for that. That might be the time that maybe you plan a camping trip with some friends, or you go out bowling, or you just straight up, okay, I'm gonna put my modem in the garage for until the full moon's over. You have to know how you work. You have to know yourself, know thyself, because the sexual energy is going to be in flux, and you're going to be used to getting a certain release, and you need to know how to work against that. Again, I'm sorry, that's not something that I can really give you a play by play. All I can tell you is that you got to figure it out for yourself. Uh, and I know that's hard to hear for a lot of people. Even me, I always want someone to kind of line things up and give me a list so I can just check it off. But ultimately, this is all about willpower and it's about being responsible. So, uh, if you are in a relationship, you got to tell your partner, man. You gotta tell them because you're gonna be acting weird as fuck and probably irritated while you're doing this, and you may go through that limp period where you just don't get aroused by anything and you feel really dead inside, and that sucks and it's scary. But if you know it's coming, you know what to expect. It's not nearly as bad. Uh, so yeah, those are a few things that you can do to kind of help yourself to not relapse. If you are really struggling, I would say, if you're really horny, consider masturbating. Don't look at porn, of course, but just consider masturbating. Give yourself a nice little release, and that is kind of like that methadone clinic analogy that I had earlier, where it's a necessary evil to help get through it. If you can avoid doing that, obviously avoid it, but that's better than going relapsing completely back into the pornography and the negative images and the unrealistic standards and all that stuff. Um, Also, if you have an activity, for me, the biggest thing that I used was playing video games because I don't think that much when I'm doing it. Like I'm super focused on it, and it stimulates the same kind of receptors and synapses. I definitely was abusing it. Like I was playing way too much. But like I was telling a brother in the comment section, it's like it's better to have like a video game addiction than a pornography addiction. And it's like you kind of like it's like a step down ladder where we're trading in uh, greater evils for lesser evils, and it's easier to come off of a video game addiction than a pornography addiction. So if you have something like that or another thing, maybe that's um, maybe you binge watch a TV show or something. I don't know. I don't know what people do nowadays, but maybe it's time to use that as kind of like a blanket for covering up the porn stuff. And then eventually you drop it. Like I said, even if it's just like, you're masturbating without anything, you want to eventually drop it. But the biggest key is to get that sustainability. Like if you can make it about like 21 to like 22, 24 days, you're going to notice a huge difference, and you're going to really start to feel the motivation. And it's kind of like you're making it out of the muck. Out of the muck. There's still a lot of work to do. Still, like I said, I still have dreams. I still have urges. Uh, Sometimes it's like constant. But I've made so much progress now that helps me to maintain congruent with what it is that I say that I want to do and what it is that I do. Uh, so yeah, hopefully I'll be able to put in enough time to figure out these videos, like how to make them all nice and snazzy. And if anyone has any suggestions for like video editing software that's pretty easy to use, uh, let me know so I can start working on that. And I plan, now that I'm back, I plan on having at least 2 videos a week. So if there's any suggestions, I know one guy was talking about wanting me to do one on like femdom and the things about that. And honestly, there's a decent amount of research that I need to do beforehand, because that's not something that I was personally that I mean I looked at a few videos, but it wasn't like my go-to, and I want to be able to give a really good answer. So I need to research some of that stuff. That's why I'm just limiting myself to probably like 2 videos a week. I think with work, school, relationship, and all the other shit, I'll be able to balance that. Uh, but yeah, guys, I'll most likely have another one tomorrow. Just kind of going over some of the stuff that I learned over the vacation, and stay strong. Stay strong. These are hard times, but if we get through it, it's gonna be fucking worth it, man. We're living in the age of novelty, in the age of innovation, and I'll be damned if I live it wasting my life away in front of a screen, letting something drain my energy that's not even fucking real, artificial. Okay, so stay congruent, maintain your frame, remain balanced, and remember who you are. All right.